I slept with my boss, and he's favored me ever since. I, 28F, have been working in an office for 2 years. My job involves a lot of team travel to best help our customers, but as it's very private I can't say more. There are 4 of us in my team, me, Betty, 29F, Ron, 40M, and 1 year ago, David, 32M, the nephew of our CEO, joined the company. Before he could become the new official CEO, he had to work with us as a team. He's very good at what he does and has an easy dialogue with people. We were also very fusional and had the same ideas on several of our projects, which meant that in our team we were a bit like a duo. During one of our assignments, our client invited us to celebrate the project's success. During the evening, David and I ended up isolating ourselves and sleeping together. The next day, we agreed that this was a mistake and that, for the sake of our next assignments, it would be better to avoid getting too close. But during another of our missions, a few weeks later, we slept together again and then it became a habit. We don't date, but since Betty had recently gone on maternity leave and Ron had to train the new guys, David and I were just the 2 of us for a few weeks. I don't know why, but when I dress a certain way, he gets excited. When I tie my hair up, he gets excited, so we have sex very often. Now his uncle has given him more freedom, and some decisions are his to make. Usually, we don't get to choose the projects, but since he's had some power he asks me to choose the project I think is best for the team. When we're not on the road, but in our offices, he lets me have more break time and doesn't give me a hard time when I cross the line by talking to colleagues I haven't seen for a while because of our travels. He often calls me into the meeting room and we end up kissing, or even going further when we have time. Since he's been closer to taking over from his uncle, he's been less involved in assignments. And recently, when we had a new client, David decided to consult me to discuss how to handle our case. Normally, the group team leader is called in, and in our group, Ron is the leader. When he saw that he hadn't been called, he went to complain to David, but was told that as he was a newcomer, I had been designated as the new team leader. Ron was against this and suggested that someone else should train the newcomers, but this was refused. One of our colleagues, Jenna, came to see me and told me that the whole department had noticed that David was very protective of me and that just because I gave him my body didn't mean I could afford to take Ron's promotion. In our company, team leaders are paid more. I told Jenna not to interfere with what was going on in my team. She approached me and I pushed her. We argued and David intervened and called us into his office. He asked us what had happened. Jenna explained that she had come to talk to me to lecture me about a situation and that I had pushed her. David interrupted and asked why she was lecturing me. Jenna was surprised and said sarcastically that it was normal between colleagues to tell each other what was wrong. When David insisted on knowing what Jenna wanted to tell me, she remained silent and I replied. When I started talking, Jenna tried to stop me, but I explained everything. David asked Jenna to take the day off and that he was going to contact her. She left crying. He said he wasn't going to fire her because it would disappoint her uncle and especially that Jenna was a good fit, but I still feel bad because after that day David and I ended up at his place and ended up sleeping together, and since Friday I've been at his place. I told him he had to stop treating me with favoritism, but he doesn't take it seriously. I don't know what to do. David is a good boss. He's really got his eye on opportunities and assignments that are good for the company, and his uncle is proud of him and sincerely thinks David is one of the best in his field. The only problem is his blatant favoritism, but I don't know what to do to stop it, especially as it's been getting too serious between us for a while now. We spend our weekends together and he wants to combine our days off to go on vacation. My sister and brother say I'm taking advantage of the situation and that I like David's behavior, but I try to reason with him and he won't listen to me. I don't know what else to do.